Hey, how's it going, guys? Here with my, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's kind of a recap slash review of Raw from December 2nd of 2013. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. I mean, it's an okay show, and I guess before I do this review, it's kind of a slight recap. It's the first time I'm kind of doing one of these videos, so it's not gonna have everything I want in it, and I gotta do it not necessarily quickly, but I just kind of want to get it out of the way. Um, Basically, what these are is usually the Tuesday after Monday Night Raw. Maybe Wednesday if I'm busy on Tuesdays. I'll basically be doing a recap, and it might include SmackDown spoilers, and it's basically just kind of my wrestling wrap. I might do NXT every now and then too. That's pretty good. But anyway, back to Raw. Basically, CM Punk comes out. He starts. He talks about how the Shield attacked him last week, and basically how he talks about how Triple H basically is a coward and told the Shield to attack him. And then Stephanie McMahon came out and she was like, no, this wasn't the Shield, all that, stuff like that. And while I still don't like them as heels because it just feels, I guess that's the point of why we're supposed to hate the McMahons, is that they're so fake and won't own up to it. But this just felt, eh. And then Corporate Kane comes out and he's like, I'm the director of operations, and I investigated the situation with the Shield, and Stephanie McMahon is not to blame. And then CM Punk calls him a corporate stooge or something like that, or I don't remember the exact insult. But it was pretty good considering Kane is now corporate now, which is very strange. I mean, it's something for him to do. I mean, it's not like he wasn't feuding with the Wyatts, and I honestly got my fill of that for like that month. That was pretty good. After that, basically, the Shield comes out. They're about to attack Punk. Stephanie stops him. And then Kane's like, at TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, December pay-per-view, if anybody didn't know. CM Punk be facing the Shield in a 3-on-1 handicap match, which is, I mean, I feel like they're just setting this up to, like, it feels like there's no legitimate way Punk wins this match. It just feels like we're setting up for a Roman Reigns like face turn or something like that, which I wouldn't be against, because like Roman Reigns is the best member of the Shield. Yeah, I said it. Dean Ambrose fans, Seth Rollins fans. I thought Dean Ambrose was the best of the Shield when this first started, but nah, I've quickly switched over to Reigns. The next match was Damien Sandow versus Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. After that concussion earlier this year, Dolph just went downhill. And then his interviews with this guy, I forgot his name, Chris Van Vliet. Yeah, his interviews with him really don't help the situation. They're highly entertaining, and I recommend anybody goes to watch them. But man, Dolph Ziggler is definitely fallen from grace. So much potential. Loses to Damien Sandow, another guy who I like a lot. And I mean, the moment Cena got that world title, it was just a matter of time before there was a failed cash in, and it wasn't even like the first failed cash in with Cena, where he just didn't win the belt and it was a disqualification victory. Sandow lost clean to an apparently injured John Cena. I mean, we all know John Cena's Superman, right? But anyway, Damien Sandow wins. He'll be taking on Big E Langston for the Intercontinental title at TLC, and Big E Langston is another favorite of mine. 3 isn't enough. He needs 5. All that jazz. It's pretty great. Natalia and the Bella Twins beat AJ Lee, Tamina, and Summer Rae. I don't know what you want me to say. It's a Divas match. Total Divas is pretty awful. The one thing that I will give it credit for is that it made me, like, when you see John Cena on the show, it's really interesting. Like, when you see the male characters in these worlds, like I'm not even gonna say worlds, because it's like when you see everything backstage, it's interesting. For anybody who wants to see things backstage and interesting things like that, I guess you can go watch a glimpse of it, but it's definitely not something I'd recommend. It's awful, and I don't know why they're being pushed as faces. And AJ Lee is apparently being punished for feigning at a house show or live event or whatever. Just, it's awful. Daniel Bryan defeated Eric Rowan pretty good match. I'm much more of a Luke Harper guy of the Wyatts, and I mean, the Wyatts, I don't know, they're just a second rate Shield to me. I mean, after the match, Brian wins the roll up, and then after the match, Bray Wyatt's like, "Oh, you're gonna become one of us. You're gonna be evil now, even though you had the chance to make him one of you last week when you kidnapped him, and everybody thought you kidnapped him, but then they announced, oh, we just left him in a parking lot." Like, what a cop out, you know? It's like, I don't know. And then after that, they announced that there's gonna be Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts at TLC in another 3-on-1 handicap match, which it's like, wow, come on. Really? It's almost the thing of just they just couldn't think of any more ways for Bryan and Punk not to team together, so they just kind of had to split them up in 3. Just very, I'm not going to say poorly booked, because everybody that are in these 2 handicap matches are talented, but it's almost like, you know, it's just the same thing, you know. I feel like it's almost impossible for Bryan to win, and then it's boring when you know what's gonna happen, and then you're expecting a swerve, and all this stuff, and I'm getting off point. That match is happening. I like Daniel Bryan. I still think he can win the WWE title further down the line, but you know, who knows? Fuck. God, WWE during the fall. The best times to me is after WrestleMania. Anyway, R-Truth and Xavier Woods defeated Tons of Funk. Here's a bit of recap on that. Xavier Woods basically he borrowed the Tons of Funk theme. I mean, and I don't mean borrowed in like he stealed, that they literally just kind of gave it to him for that week only. Him and the Funkadactyls came out, and he had more charisma and more entertaining stuff to do in that like little 30-second entrance than the Tons of Funk had the like entire year or so they've been together. And then on SmackDown, Brodus Clay's like, "You can't feed off main event players like me," and gets all pissed, which is hilarious because Brodus Clay, main event player, just hilarity ensued. Anyway, basically, Brodus Clay is kind of turning heel, and you can see it after Xavier Woods got the roll up on him, that he's just getting more angry and and he's even having tension with Tensai. Tension with Tensai. Oh god, I feel like that should be like an Asian massage parlor, because Tensai, I mean, I guess he was Asian for a little while before they got rid of his little Asian bodyguard or whatever. I miss Sakamoto. Anyway, that match happened. I really like Xavier Woods. I don't think he should be R-Truth's tag partner for more than like, I think after like the Royal Rumble or something, they should just let him go on his own. I really hope he doesn't become the next Kofi Kingston, and I'll get to Kofi Kingston later because he was on the show, but I think he has potential. Great theme. I wish they let him use it. I'm really sick of hearing R-Truth, what's up? Really sick of hearing that. Really fucking sick of hearing that. Sin Cara versus Alberto Del Rio. Now this match on paper, it fucking sucks, because every time we've seen it, it's either been really boring or Sin Cara's gotten hurt. But this wasn't the same Sin Cara. If you notice, Sin Cara had a tattoo. And let me get something right out of the way. The Sin Cara we've been seeing for like, since 2011 is not the Sin Cara that we all know, not all know and love, because not everybody knew who Sin Cara was before WWE, but he was not the original Sin Cara. The original Sin Cara was a dude named Camacho, and what he's been doing, he was injured before like Monday night. He was basically given this stereotypical Latino gimmick, where he was on like, I don't want to say a lowrider, but he was in one of those cholo outfits, and him and his tag partner were riding around on a bicycle. It was really stereotypical stuff. But they put him under the mask tonight. He was the original Sin Cara, but instead they gave it to like this new guy called Mystico or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, that Sin Cara sucked, botched all the time, is injured, and as of some rumors, is reported to be done with the WWE by the end of this year. Who knows? Who cares? But this Sin Cara had, I won't say a good match. The outcome was shocking. And it seems like this Sin Cara is going to be getting a push. And I don't know how I feel about that. They still want to do that whole Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio thing, which died like years ago after Rey kept getting injured and Sin Cara just kept failing at everything he did. But I'm glad Alberto Del Rio lost, because I'm sick of him. I'm just sick. He's been in the world title picture just all of this year, felt like all of last year, and he's just been taking up time from guys who deserve it down in NXT. And I hate you, Alberto. Just hate you so much. Big Show, Cody Rhodes, Goldust lost to the Shield, and I love the Shield. They're awesome, but I'm getting real sick of seeing them face these combinations. Like, I feel like the Shield is on life support because after Survivor Series, where Roman Reigns basically stole the show, it almost feels like, we're on borrowed time with the Shield, and I feel like I don't know. I think we'll see. It wasn't a bad match. It was a good match. I enjoyed it a lot. It really picked up towards the end, but it was like, I've seen this combination for the last, since November, since, the Rhodes brothers turned face. And they're in a 3-on-1 handicap match. So this is like, I don't know. I'm rambling, but, I've seen this all too many times. We'll see what happens. Basically, just, and next we have Kofi Kingston and The Miz versus Curtis Axel and Ryback. And wow, boy, have these guys just kind of fallen off the shelf. And I mean all four of them, by the way. I mean, Kofi Kingston was technically never on the shelf, but not on the shelf. He was never at the top. But I mean, man, fuck Randy Orton. Kofi Kingston could have been something right now if it wasn't for him. But basically, Kofi Kingston and Miz have this ongoing feud, which is really weird because Miz was heel and then he was face and then he's heel again and now he's face. It's weird. And basically, Curtis Axel and Ryback won. They're going to be a tag team now because there's nothing left for them because they're both pretty average. And basically, after the match, Miz basically slaps Kofi in the face, and now I guess their feud is back on. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to speed through some of this because for time constraints and just me being a bit busy today. Sorry. Mark Henry defeated Fandango in a match that was pretty worthless, and he kind of cha-cha slided, I guess. Real Americans defeated Primetime Players. Antonio Cesaro is awesome. That's all I really need to say. Really hope he does something soon. He's pretty amazing. And then we get the big thing. We get the contract signing for the unification of the world titles. I don't hate Cena. I'll take him over Orton any day. But this kind of sucks, man. There's people who complain about, we've seen this a ton of times, and there's other people who defend it, and they're like, this hasn't happened in 3 years. But the fact of the matter is, this has been an ongoing thing for way, way too long. And I hope Cena wins, because I cannot, and I hope they just don't switch belts, because that would be stupid. But basically what happened, or they go on the same promo that they've kind of been cutting for a couple years now. And basically, Cena's just more of a man than Orton. Orton tries to sneak attack him. Cena puts him through a table. Cena holds both belts up, kind of like Orton did last week. And now the match is on, and that's basically it. Hopefully we're done with this feud sometime soon. It's not the end of it at TLC. I just know it. Something's going to happen. It's God. And they're calling it a unified title, by the way. Everybody who voted in that little WWE app poll deserves to get hit over the face with a kendo stick, because that was just stupid. Unified title, really, guys? God, I don't know. I hope this doesn't suck. Anyway, that was Raw. In the future, I'll go a bit more in depth, I guess, and SmackDown spoilers may be included. Also NXT stuff. I guess tomorrow, hopefully, I'll talk about maybe Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I got some thoughts on that because it's coming on my birthday, so who knows. Until then, see you then. Hope you had an enjoyable day, and goodbye.